So we are by one of the dressing rooms in the choir band wing, and this is A119 dressing room. Come in here, turn the lights on for the room, watch the door. And the other lights that you're going to want to turn on, we'll have one or two of these soft boxes in here. And what these do is they're going to light you separate from the backdrop. And that's a key ingredient to making green screen work. So right now the camera's set up here, you're going to stand here. Subject lighting, the backdrop is actually just lit by the room lighting, which is fine. And essentially you're pretty much ready to go. Get your camera set up and you're good to go. Hi Sabres, this is Green Screen Recording 101. So the first rule of green screen when using iMovie is to walk into the frame as you just saw me do. Important to be able to sell this to your audience as something believable. Otherwise you just kind of magically appear in the background. Sabres, we have brought our green screen video into iMovie, imported it into an event called Green Screen 101. And I've already drug a couple clips down into the timeline. And I wanted to illustrate why this is bad or it won't work. First of all, to start with, you need to have some things set in iMovie in order to allow you to do green screen. Under iMovie, if you click on Preferences, there's a few checkboxes that we need to have. First of all, Show Advanced Tools allows us to do green screen. And the other thing is in the browser, if you click on Show Fine-Tuning Controls, that's going to help you as well. So make sure you have those two checked under iMovie in the Preferences to start. And then after that, what do you do? Well, this is my green screen here, so if I want to put myself over something in the background, I'm just going to grab a random image here. This is Mr. Angel. And I thought, well, this is a still photo if I want to use a photo. So I'm going to drag this in and drop it on top of the clip. It's got to be on top. I have to see the plus symbol, not like this at the end or something. I'm going to drop it right on the clip. It's going to ask me what I want to do, and I'm going to click green screen. And it's going to go in there, but what's going to happen is it's going to be kind of messed up. It's just not going to work. Now, if we look at that, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here on my timeline. Make that picture longer. Essentially, I've got something going on there where I can see myself in the background, but it's not working. What happened here is I need my base or my background to be on the bottom and then my green screen cutaway to be on the top. So essentially, I have to delete both of these clips. And this is the most common mistake that I see, or error. I have to bring in my backdrop first. So I'll bring in the photo. Drop it on the end of the timeline here. I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to change the duration to about the length of the video clip, like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's time code for 2 minutes. Now I'm going to take this footage from where I start and walk in, which I think is about right. Well, I have to use this first one. Drop it on here, green screen. And the first 33 seconds is there. I can trim this end a little bit until I show up on the frame. Now if I hit play, I should just walk into the picture. Running a little bit slow here. Hi Sabres, this is Green Screen Recording 101. Everything's working, which is good. My color is really good. What can happen if the green screen exposure is bad is you have to go into the video effects and you're going to shift the color levels. And usually if you adjust the blue color level, you will show up more. So you can see the extreme of that. If I go this direction, I start to turn kind of purpley, but I'm really going to stand out more in the background. Same thing, the blues and the greens are the two that you want to adjust. So similarly, if I wanted a different background color in instead of a photo, and right now one other thing I got on here is the Ken Burns effect, if you notice that slow zoom, and typically you want to turn that off. One other thing I noticed is see how that light shows up in the upper right hand corner? Probably not going to be able to fix that. I need to flip around the green screen in the room so that that spot doesn't show up there through the mirror. Won't be a problem for you. But anyway, I wanted to show you if I click on this clip and go to cropping and change it to fit. Actually, we can do crop like that. Now the background's not going to move at all, which is usually what you want with a green screen as far as it being a still image. Another example would be a motion backdrop. In this case, I've dropped in the underwater feature here. I'm going to double click on it, change the duration again to be 30 seconds. And then drag the first part of this clip in here after a couple screw ups. Green screen.
Lighting is also important when it comes to green screen, mainly that you separate how you light the subject with the background. So we would have a...
So I've got really good contrast here. The only thing is this little tail with the light, which will go away. But kind of cool that we can have a motion backdrop. A third option is just having video in the background. And you could shoot some stock footage. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. In this case, I think I have a time-lapse clip in here, maybe not. I'll pull some footage from right here, some sliding stuff, drop this in. And I can just illustrate kind of what the problem is if you don't stabilize the clip. So I'll go back to my green screen. Again, it has to be green screen footage in order to do this. So I'm going to drop the green screen footage on top. Choose green screen. And then I'll appear over it. And when you notice when I play this,
you do some fun things too, as far as making something appear on the screen as if you intended to balance it there or make it appear.
It's fun and it works, except the backdrop is actually moving, so it's kind of a real tell that we're using green screen. The contrast between myself and the backdrop, you can just see the difference in colors, is another tell or giveaway. But if it doesn't matter to you, you certainly can just shoot some stock footage that you want to use as a backdrop and then drop that in there. I would probably get rid of the audio here out of the backdrop, and you'll also notice that I just appear here.
You can do some fun things too, as far as making...
And that's another real tell, and that's why we had you walk in and out of the frame. Let me just go to clip trimmer here. And I can slide this to the beginning. Oh, that won't work. I think I walk out at the end though. I do. So
in post-production or the editor.
just a couple other notes that I can think of currently. Transition-wise, it's important to walk into your frame because you don't just appear. But as far as the clip goes, if I transition from one clip to the next, I'm going to see that one clip stops and one clip just starts. So we can put transitions in on the base clips. Do a fade to black here. And I can slide this down so it's closer to the start.
Hi Sabers, this is...
Okay, that all works. Right click here, split clip, delete all this extra. And then we can create a fade out as well.
Are you in that class?
What class?
AV class?
No.
So there's a piece of equipment left down in there.
Kind of a bad ending there. We'll probably have to cut this shorter. Last thing I wanted to show you is just a plain white backdrop. So if you just want to isolate yourself or the humor or whatever the content is, just doing a white backdrop. And then dragging a segment of the clip in. And again, we can adjust color levels a little bit to make this look better. Because it looks like I'm kind of glowing. So I could go to video levels and I might adjust the exposure a little bit. And there's no rules with these, just kind of play around with them to see which one looks best.
You can add multiple people in, but we're kind of limited.
I'm getting a little bit of bleed through on my backdrop here. White is probably a tough color, but you can see that you can use a solid color as well.